What are the secrets to having a more interesting life? Stay tuned because we're going to show you.
Yes, a more interesting and more fascinating life. I am Chris Thompson. I'm the CEO of Mike Mandel Hypnosis. We teach hypnosis and personal development, and pretty much everything I learned came from Mike Mandel, the guy behind the name. Okay, so how do we live a more interesting life, Mike?
Well,
what are we moving away from? What are we moving towards?
That's it exactly. What are we moving away from? In order to live a more interesting life, we have to first of all recognize our life isn't as interesting as it could be.
Absolutely.
And so it's really important to look at your life and evaluate it. Are you doing the same things all the time? Do you always hang out with the same people? Do you drive to work the same way? Do you go to the same pub every Friday night? Do you watch the same TV show? Boring! On steroids. Sameness is death to human beings. We have about 1 trillion neurons in our brain. They want you to put stuff in them because the more you fill your brain with fascinating stuff, different things, the better your life will be.
Okay, so we're talking about moving away. Whenever we're talking about personal development in general,
right?
What are you moving away from? What are you moving towards? And we're talking about moving away from boredom and sameness and towards variety and empowerment, right? Because variety often can give you empowerment. You have choice, right? So how do we do this? What's the solution?
The key is to fill your brain in your spare time with fascinating things that you have never looked at before. Bring variety in on purpose. Just start with the basic things first. Get some different people in your life. Drive a different route to work. Start to do things differently. I've heard a psychiatrist actually say, shave differently. If you always use an electric, use a blade. Start to break patterns. Change your hairstyle. Think about this. When you start to bring in newness, your brain wakes up. It likes to make connections between the different things under the surface.
Yes.
So, first of all, start to live your life differently. And then pick some topics. What would you learn if you could learn absolutely anything? What would it be?
That's a great question. In fact, here, we're going to give you the 2-step formula that we want you to follow. The first one is to create your list of what's the same in your life. What are all the things that you're always doing? This gives you an opportunity to write them down with a pen or a pencil on actual paper. Write down all the stuff that you do repetitively that's not that exciting. Stuff you don't want more of in your life.
It doesn't have to be anything wrong with it. It's just you want something different.
Because this will give you an opportunity to get it down. It's out of your mind now. It's on paper. Those are the things you don't want. Great. Put them in the moving away from pile.
Now what do you want?
And that's the empowering question, right? So what is, well, give them the empowering question, Mike.
The empowering question is, if I could learn anything at all, what would I love to learn?
And then let your unconscious mind generate answers. Because if you listen to that and I said to you, first impression, first choice, what do you want to learn? You're going to get an answer. Similarly, if I said, hey, what's a really happy childhood memory, Mike? First impression.
Bang. Oh, I remember one Christmas when I got the Secret Sam. It was the spy kit.
Where the heck did that come from?
My unconscious mind.
Came from your unconscious. I didn't tell him I was going to ask that question, obviously, for this video. So your unconscious will generate ideas. What is it that interests you? Oh, guitar. I used to play guitar when I was a kid and I stopped doing that and it's really fun. What else? Oh man, I used to go on nice long bike rides and explore the neighborhoods and stuff like that.
Now, why is this important? Because when you start to put totally different things in your brain, your unconscious will link to them. I've told people for years, read biographies. It doesn't even matter who. You can read Norman Schwarzkopf, Charles Manson, Mother Teresa. It doesn't matter. When you read a biography, you get the benefit of that person's life experience, and your brain will take it as your own life experience.
Yeah, in fact, the same could be true for watching a really interesting documentary or something like that. So feed your brain a variety of stuff to have more variety in your life to unlock more options.
And look into things that they used to call a classical education. Learn snippets from different languages. Learn some literature. Learn some art. Learn some poetry. Learn some math if you're lousy at math. Learn a bit of science. If you put the schema in your brain, the schema is the requisite information you need, your brain will respond by giving you stuff back. Let me give you a quick example. Years ago, I did a course, a 24-lecture course on Gothic cathedral architecture.
And you're probably thinking, what the heck would you, I mean, are you planning on building?
I just found them fascinating. Like going back to Notre Dame in France, all these amazing Gothic cathedrals. Great course, with the great courses, in fact. A couple of days after I finished the course, I woke up and I had this idea of creating a hypnosis training based on the structure of a Gothic cathedral. And that became the architecture of hypnosis, our flagship training that we used to do in Toronto regularly.
It used to, only because at the time we're recording this video, we're in the middle of the whole COVID-19 stuff. So hopefully we're sure going to get back to that. But that's it. It was something sparked in your brain.
Yep.
Gothic cathedral. Hey, hypnosis. You could think of it as you have to build a foundation and then you build on top of it, and then the decorative stuff at the top.
Windows and the lancets and all this stuff. The brain will use what you put in it. The key is to spark both hemispheres of your brain. Your right hemisphere is going to be sparked by art and music and those things. Your left hemisphere by science and language and so on. So
absolutely. All right. So if this is something that interests you, obviously go out and figure out what you want to learn and learn it. But if you want more framework stuff like this, communication techniques, ideas, ways to live a better life, make sure you check out the link in the description below this video for Mike Mandel Hypnosis Personal Growth Membership. It's amazing. We've got so many awesome tools for you that are just like this. They'll make you the kind of person that's more interesting, more communicative, more
having a better life,
confident, you'll have a great life, because that's what we're all about. Enjoy. Make sure you click on the subscribe button and then ring that bell on YouTube so you'll always be notified of our newest videos. Check out the links in the description, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks again, and good night.